What's up, E?
Where's that girl at? You think it's smart for you to come over here in an Uber? Really? You call yourself running away now?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Do you know what could have happened to
You
you?
guys were arguing.
So you get in a car with a stranger. You think that's safer than being in the protection and privacy of your own home while your parents have a disagreement? That makes sense to you?
Can I stay, please?
Let me talk to Mom right quick, Jay. Let me talk to Mom. You let's go upstairs real quick. Let me tell you something. Listen, baby. I'm gonna tell you what happens sometimes. What happens sometimes, kids just need emotional support. You're a great mother.
I'm trying everything.
I know she probably just feel
with
better around the
man. I'm let him just stay in the house so she can have that stability. But Wayne is pulling us apart as a family, dealing with his alcoholism. I've tried. I've prayed about it. I've been patient with him. I've told him to go to rehab. I'm still there with him. I'm splitting bills down the middle with him. I'm there with him, and he does not care about none of it. Even after the accident, you're still drinking.
Listen.
Like the things he said to me tonight, Wayne, I'm telling you, like, there could have never been a moment where he loved me or us as a family, and for her to feel more comfortable in somebody else's house, I feel like a failure as a mother.
The sun was beginning to dip beneath the horizon, casting an orange glow over the sprawling estate. The mansion stood tall, its grand facade seemingly untouched by the drama that was about to unfold inside. In the heart of this luxurious home, a confrontation was brewing, one that would shatter the calm facade and change everything. Courtney, the heiress to a vast fortune, was seated in her opulent study, a room filled with expensive antiques and floor-to-ceiling windows that offered a breathtaking view of the estate's meticulously landscaped gardens. But today, the beauty of it all felt distant, almost irrelevant. Her mind was occupied with something far more pressing, a betrayal, one that cut deep into the very foundation of trust she had built with someone she considered a close friend. Erica had been in Courtney's life for years. She was more than just a friend. She was someone Courtney had confided in, someone she had trusted with her secrets and her life. But trust had been broken in the most unimaginable way. Courtney had recently discovered that her $7 million, an amount that wasn't just money to her, but a symbol of her hard work, her success, was gone, vanished, stolen. The realization hit Courtney like a punch to the stomach. The luxury of the mansion, the riches that surrounded her, meant little compared to the betrayal she felt. Erica, whom Courtney had welcomed into her home, into her inner circle, was the one behind the theft. Courtney stood up from her chair, the weight of the situation settling heavily on her shoulders. She could feel her pulse quicken as the emotions inside her swirled. Anger, disbelief, confusion. How could Erica, of all people, do something so vile? Without wasting another moment, Courtney called for her. The door opened slowly, and Erica entered the room, her face betraying no hint of the storm that was about to hit. She smiled faintly, as though nothing was wrong, but Courtney's cold stare stopped her in her tracks. "I know what you did," Courtney said, her voice steady but filled with an icy edge. Erica's smile faltered, but she quickly masked it with a casual demeanor. "I don't know what you're talking about, Courtney," she said, her voice unconvincing. Courtney didn't hesitate. She had already confronted her financial team, traced the transaction, and uncovered the evidence. The proof was undeniable. The funds had been transferred to an offshore account under Erica's name. Every detail of the theft was meticulously laid out in front of Courtney. "I trusted you," Courtney continued, her voice barely above a whisper, the hurt evident in her eyes. "You've been like family to me, and you took what wasn't yours." Erica's face paled. She knew the jig was up. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came. She could sense the finality in Courtney's words, and deep down, she knew there was no going back. "I want you to leave," Courtney said, her tone firm, unwavering. "Now, get out of my house, Erica." Erica's gaze shifted between Courtney and the door, her expression a mix of shock and disbelief. "Courtney, please. I didn't mean for things to go this far. I was desperate." Courtney's eyes narrowed. Desperation is no excuse for betrayal. You've taken enough from me already. The silence in the room grew heavy, the air thick with tension. Erica took a step forward, but Courtney didn't flinch. She stood her ground, as if the weight of her decision had become the only thing that mattered now. "Leave," Courtney repeated, her voice hardening. For a moment, Erica stood still, her mind racing with excuses and justifications. But she knew, deep down, that this was the end of a friendship, the end of everything they had shared. She turned away, her heart sinking, and walked toward the door. The sound of her footsteps echoed in the grand hallway, each step a reminder of the trust she had destroyed. As the door shut behind her, the mansion seemed quieter, emptier, as though something irreplaceable had been lost. Courtney stood in the center of the room, her heart heavy but resolute. She had made the right decision. The money, though substantial, was only part of what was lost. It was the betrayal of someone she had once called a friend that stung the most. But now, she knew that no amount of wealth or luxury could replace the peace of mind she felt in reclaiming her life, free from the poison of deceit. As the evening light faded, Courtney stood tall, ready to move forward, stronger and wiser than before. She had learned the hardest lesson: trust is earned, not given. And once it's broken, it's gone forever. She sat in that courtroom, her eyes locked on Kountry Wayne every time he tried to downplay the gravity of the situation. Every word out of his mouth made her angrier, and the quiet rage behind her calm exterior was evident. This was her daughter, and no one, no matter how famous or influential, had the right to tear her down. The days turned into weeks, and the case dragged on. Media outlets swarmed the courthouse, live streaming every moment. The world was watching. Wayne's once untouchable social media empire started to show cracks as more and more people questioned his role in all of this. The hashtag #Justice for Amara started trending. People who once supported Kountry Wayne now found themselves on the side of the Pinkett family, rallying behind the idea that there had to be consequences for spreading false rumors. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the jury deliberated. When the verdict came down, it was clear that the tides had turned. The jury sided with EricaPinkett. Kountry Wayne was found guilty of defamation, and the court ordered him to issue a public apology. But that wasn't the end of it. Erica also won a settlement, a sum of money that, while necessary, would never undo the damage caused by Wayne's reckless actions. The apology came, but it felt hollow. Wayne stood before cameras, a forced smile plastered on his face as he read from a script, apologizing to Amara and her family. He claimed that he never meant to hurt anyone, that he was just joking, and that he took full responsibility for his words. But the damage had already been done. The video lived on in the corners of the internet, forever linked to his name and to the Pinketts. For Erica, the case wasn't about money. It wasn't even about the apology. It was about sending a message. She had fought for her daughter's name, for her dignity, and for justice. And while the court battle had ended, Erica knew that this was just the beginning of a larger conversation about accountability, the power of social media, and the need for responsibility in the world of celebrity.